Namaste, Green Wave. It's Miss Amy. Today, I'm going to share with you a variety of partner and group yoga poses. So these are poses that you can do at home with your family or when you're with your friends or if you're on a team, because teamwork makes the dream work. So I created a slides presentation based on these yoga partner cards that I made on my own, where I had printed out the picture and then I glued it on another piece of paper and I laminated it. And then I also have with me the yoga pretzel cards. You can buy these online or, wherever books are sold, where you can use these flashcards as well. So I'm going to share with you both. And then we're going to watch a partner yoga video by Karma Kids Yoga by one of my colleagues. Her name is Shari, who created Karma Kids Yoga in New York City. And there's a YouTube video where she and another teacher demo the partner and group yoga poses. So it's a great resource for you to get inspired. So we'll watch that together. And then maybe you try these poses out with your family, your brother, your sister, your mom, your dad, with your friends at school when we're all back together. So we'll learn them all and have fun with it. And one of the most important things with partner yoga is to be creative. And it's also important to breathe and to check in with not only just yourself, but with your partner, because it works with trust. Trusting not only yourself, but trusting the person that you're working with. So breathing is super important, being aware, being mindful, right? Because we don't want to hurt ourselves and we don't want to hurt our friends. So keeping the yoga principles in mind as we play with partner and group yoga. So I'm going to share my screen with you to share the partner yoga slides. All right. All right, so we are going to learn some partner and group yoga because teamwork makes the dream work. So the majority of these poses are just with two people, but you can always get creative if you have a third person with you or to add on more friends and family. So you can always, change the pose, change the position of it to make it work for whatever amount of people that you have. And again, the most important part is being playful and creative and that you're safe. So we're gonna try these partner yoga flashcards from the yoga pretzel card deck and also the ones that I printed out and laminated to make my own set of partner yoga cards, which you could do this too with your family to take a picture of yourself in the pose and then print out the picture and then laminate them or put it on a piece of cardboard. So you can also create your own partner and group family yoga cards. So the first one is a double crescent lunge. So you're in your lunge, but you're facing opposite directions. And then maybe you reach back for your partner's hand, or sometimes you simply don't touch your hands because you might not have arms long enough to do so. So that's okay too, but do your best as you breathe in and breathe out in your double crescent lunge. And then whatever you do to one side, you always want to do to the other side. So after you would come out of the pose, you could always take a child's pose, take a rest or a down dog, and then switch your feet so that you stretch out the other side for your crescent lunge pose. The next pose is the double chair or elevator pose. So using Utkatasana, where you both start in a mountain pose and then reaching for each other's hands and start to sit back, pretending like you're in a chair. So it creates an elevator, or maybe you give it its own name, but this is a great pose. Make sure that you make eye contact with each other to look at each other in the eyes. Again, that's the true yoga that's, comes from our heart. The next pose is double triangle. So going back to back in your triangle pose, or you could also reach the arms out in your triangle pose to touch fingertips as well. So a couple different ways you can play with your triangle. And again, whatever you do to one side, you're going to do to the other. A double forward fold. So once again, facing opposite directions, you can start in a mountain pose, reach the arms up and then forward fold. And then maybe you reach for each other's arms and always be gentle, check in with each other, ask, is that okay? How does that feel? So again, you're communicating and you're not only helping yourself stretch, but your friend or your family member. Double side angle. So with this pose, you can do side angle facing each other. You can start out in a warrior two and then bring your elbow to your knee and maybe your hands touch. You could also create a heart shape with your top arms. And again, opening up the side of the body. This is great for the breath. This is great for the rib cage, great for athletes to improve your energy, your endurance, and your stamina. So that's our double side angle pose. Our next pose is our double standing downward dog pose. So once again, similar to the elevator pose where you're facing each other and reaching for each other's hands, this time you would walk a little bit back and then reach for each other. So it kind of looks like that downward dog, upside down capital V shape. Again, always check in with each other with these poses. You'll feel a nice back stretch. You could also do this with a table. If you didn't have a partner, you could reach your hands on the table and walk your feet back and also feel a nice stretch. Or you could do this on the wall too, bringing your hands to the wall, walk your feet back, and then let your head hang. Back to back chair. So with this one, similar to the other chair pose you did, but changing it up, reversing it. So you can start by going back to back. You can lock your elbows, or if you want to challenge with yourself when your partner, start on the ground with your feet on the ground and then press into each other as you try to stand up together. So this is another teamwork makes the dream work, back to back chair. The next partner pose is the double peaceful warrior. So you can start out in your warrior two, and then when you tip it back to peaceful warrior, you can reach for your partner's hands. And again, this also kind of creates a heart-like shape. So play with it, and then be sure you switch sides so that if you did your right side, you do the left. If you started with your left, you do the right. Double open heart pose. So another one where you're standing and holding each other's arms, but this time opening up the heart as you lean back. You, again, always be gentle with how far you go, but start nice and simple. This is a great heart opener. It opens up the throat. This is, again, great to open up the lungs. If you have a lot of coughing, this is great to expand the heart and the lungs for our double open heart pose. Next, we have the double downward dog pose. And as you can see in the pictures, there's a couple different ways you can try this. Who's ever going to be the first downward dog is the base, and they have to be super strong. Make sure your palms are nice and wide. Then the second down dog, you're going to bring your feet to their lower back, whether you're facing them from the front or you're facing them from the back. But you want to make sure you are super strong. So the second down dog makes kind of like an L-shaped. All right, so play with it, and you can always add on. So you can become a downward dog train. So then the next person would bring their feet to your lower back, and then you can keep on going. But it's really important that once you do this, you're really strong, and it's like rapid fire for the next person, because remember, the base, the person who's the first downward dog, has to really hold up everyone. So this is a great pose for teamwork. You could also do a double downward dog as a downward dog tunnel, where one person or a couple people are down dogs all in a row, and then another person crawls and slides through all the down dogs. So you could do that with two people. If you have more than two people, you can make a whole downward dog tunnel, or again, play with your double down dogs. Maybe you create other ways to bring your down dogs together. So this is a fun one to do, but always be careful. Safety first. The next one is a double squat. So you would come to Malasana, your squat pose, and then again, reach for each other. So you could actually combine this one with that elevator pose too, where you could go up and down. But again, this might not be comfortable for everyone. You might want to sit on your blocks to give you more space. So don't be afraid to use materials such as your pillows, your blocks for support. Lizard on a rock, one of my favorite partner yoga poses. So one person is the rock or child's pose or turtle pose, whatever you want to call it. And you can have either your knees together, knees apart, or in this picture, you can have your feet reaching forward. So again, making yourself feel comfortable. And then the lizard either sits on their lower back, again, always check in with your partner, or you sit right by their back as you lean back. So whoever the lizard is getting a nice gentle heart opener. If you didn't want to reach your legs out long, you could always bring them to a butterfly, bringing the soles of the feet together. So you can get playful in how you stretch out your legs and your toes. Again, with getting playful with how you are in the rock shape, whether your hands are reaching forward or by your sides. And what's always important with the lizard on a rock pose is that after you spend a few moments in this pose, again, checking in with each other, making sure that it feels okay, because it's a nice forward fold. It massages our internal organs. As the rock person, it's nice and calm and cooling. And for the lizard, it's a beautiful heart opener. Again, it creates that clarity, creates that expansion. But then the rock becomes a lizard and the lizard becomes a rock. So then you would switch so that you each get a turn to be a lizard on a rock. The next pose, double trees. So any kind of balancing poses are great to do together. Teamwork makes the dream work. You can either hold hands side to side. You could hold hands reaching forward, or side to side this way, or your arms up. So there's lots of different ways that you can balance in your tree pose. You could turn it into a forest where you could be a circle of trees as well. So get creative with your double trees. Open heart pose, another great heart opener where you both take turns. So one friend is the mountain, and then the other friend reaches for their arms and gently pulls them. The front mountain is reaching forward as the back mountain is pulling back. So again, it's a nice gentle heart opener. Talk to each other, communicate, so that again it feels good, so that you don't hurt each other. The next pose is rooftops. So facing each other, palms to palm. You're not grabbing your friend, you're just palm to palm, nice and strong. As you breathe in and reach your arms up. And this also kind of looks like a downward dog pose. If you want to add to your rooftop and take it to a warrior 1 or warrior 2, you could try that as well. So stepping 1 foot forward, 1 foot back, squaring off your hips and bending your knee. You could also do a double high lunge. So once again, you can get creative with this pose, even taking it to an airplane where you lift your foot up. So you can get super creative with your rooftop pose. Double warriors, another one that there's a variety of ways you can do double warriors, whether it be in your warrior 2, going back to back, or reaching your fingertips forward and maybe reaching one arm around, or you don't have to. But again, getting creative with your warrior 2s, and whatever you do to one side, be sure you do to the other. Double pretzel. So a couple different ways you can be a double pretzel. Sitting crisscross applesauce, you could either face each other and reaching for opposites. So reaching one hand across, and then you can twist and look over your shoulder. Or you could also crisscross your arms as you reach for your partner. You could also add in a little seesaw movement as well. Or do the pose sitting back to back as you reach for their opposite knee. So again, you can get creative with this. See what works best for you and the person that you're working with for your double pretzel. And pretzel poses are great because they twist out the body. They rinse out anything we no longer need. So imagining your body like a sponge, and in your pretzel, you just rinse out all the negativity, any clouds in the way of your sunshine, so that you can create that clarity, create that freedom, and to share your shine. Double boat. So this is a fun one to do, where you can start in your Dandasana, your staff pose, or like spaghetti, going feet to feet, then reaching for your partner's arms. Maybe you bend your knees as you start to lift your toes up, You can either have your arms on the outside of your legs or the inside of your legs, again, depending on your arm length with you and your partner. You can also make this into a triple boat, a quadruple boat. All right, this is one that you can add a circle of boats for, going foot to foot with each person. So this is another teamwork makes the dream work. It's great for your core. So this is a great and fun pose that you can practice with a friend or a family member. Seesaw is similar to boat, except your feet are on the ground. So think of a seesaw at the park as you breathe in, breathe out. This is a nice stretch as a forward fold variation. And feel free to get creative with any of the other poses that we've learned this summer to turn them into a partner pose, because there's no right or wrong way to do yoga as long as you're breathing, connecting with yourself, connecting with each other, sharing kindness. That's what's important with partner yoga. And now we're gonna watch a video from Miss Shari from Karma Kids Yoga. They're a very well-known yoga studio that was created in New York City, one of the first kids-only kids yoga studio. And this is a great video to demonstrate live the partner poses. I hope you enjoy. Here, actually. 1 second. All right, here is the video from Karma Kids Yoga with partner yoga. And again, you can always add more friends in, so it doesn't just have to be 2 people. You can add on as many as you'd like.
Hi, I'm Shari.
And I'm Jen.
We're from Karma Kids Yoga, and we're so excited to share partner poses with you today. Partner poses are great for everyone.
You can do partner poses with your friends, with your grown-ups. You can do family partner poses. And we're just really excited to be able to share them with you and what we do at Karma Kids Yoga.
So let's start. We're going to start with some seated poses. We're going to face our partners, legs wide apart, foot to foot, right? And we're going to hold hands in the middle. And we're going to seesaw, which is the name of this pose, back and forth. Here we go.
Seesaw, 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 seesaw. Now, if I was a smaller child, so this would be if you have kids of the same size or grown-ups, the child's feet would go inside the grown-up's legs, because obviously kids' legs are a little shorter than us grown-ups.
So we would still hold hands, right? And notice, I'm not pulling or yanking my partner. I'm moving very slowly and mindfully, being careful not to hurt them.
And we can take the seesaw pose into a whirlpool or a mixing bowl by moving in a big circle in one direction, and then maybe the other direction, and then coming back to center.
We can also grab opposite wrist, and we're going to lean all the way back with the other arm. Feel a great stretch. And then, of course, switching sides.
And we can take this pose into our partner boat pose. So coming to connect foot to foot, we find the best way is to lift one foot up and then push into your feet and lift the other foot up for boat pose.
From here, we can roll back and see if we can come back into the pose if you wanted an added challenge. Let's try it. Here we go.
Let go though.
1, 2, 3. Roll back. Yay! We can also row. Another challenging way to work our core muscles and still have fun with my partner.
Gently pushing into each other's feet.
And if you know any songs about rowing on a boat, feel free to sing them.
From here, we can take it into our partner lotus flower. So, reaching our hands inside our legs and reaching one foot up again, and then the other.
This time our arms are in the middle. Right? And again, if we want to challenge ourselves, we can rock back. 1, 2, 3, roll back.
And then even bigger challenge, this is the big one. We can go from partner lotus to partner boat. And back again. And back boat. And back. And back. I can do this all day long. And then from here, we can take it to our talking turtles pose. So coming into turtle pose, feet on the floor, reaching our arms up to the sky, spider walking our fingertips underneath our knees, and hiding in our turtle shell. Because sometimes you feel shy. I do sometimes.
Sometimes I feel shy.
And then slowly we can pick our turtle heads up. Let's say, hello.
Hello, turtle.
Quick hide again. And one more time, peeking those heads up and sticking out our turtle tongues. And hide. And then slowly releasing, coming up, shaking it out.
Fun. This pose is called lounge chair pose. It's so relaxing. So just like a lounge chair, my legs are laid out nice and straight and long in front of me. I'm going to come forward, and Jen is going to lie back on the lounge chair. She's going to kick out, take deep breaths, feel the sun on her face, have an icy lemonade, and just relax. She experiences a great chest opener. I get an amazing forward bend. And after a few breaths, we'll start to sit up. And we move ourselves a little closer. And now
Now, if I were a little kid and Shari was my grown-up, she wouldn't lay on me with all of her body weight, so grown-ups can just gently lean into their hands for a little extra support so as not to squash their little ones. So now we're going to try our sunbathing rock pose or lizard on a rock. We're going to start by Shari coming into rock pose or what we call mouse pose or child's pose, curling herself into a little ball. And I'm going to come to sit right on Shari's sacrum, the hard part of her back, right where her pants seam is. And I'm going to slowly connect there. How's that feel, Shari?
that feels fine.
Checking in with her, I'm going to kick out my legs and lay down in a sunbathed rock. And Shari's going to grab my wrists for a little extra stretch. And this feels good both for the person on top and the person on the bottom.
Now, if Jen were a toddler, she'd be a lot shorter, and her legs might dangle on the ground. So if I were her grown-up, I can simply reach my arms back and around to make a seatbelt to hold her in place so that she can relax and not feel like she's going to slide or fall off. And then to come out, the best way and the safest way, no matter how tall the person on top of you is for the person on the bottom to slowly start to sit up. Bring them back to their knees or their feet.
And if you're in a parent and child class, you as the teacher may need to actually help get the little guys on the grown-ups back. It's so easy for them.
All right, now we're going to move into partner twist. So I'm going to sit facing my partner. However, I'm going to need to stagger legs with my partner. So my knee meets Jen's ankles and her knee meets my ankle. We're going to sit up nice and tall. Both of us are going to take our left hand and bring it behind our back. With our right arm, our right hand, we're going to grab the hand that's behind our partner's back. We're going to make sure that we're back of the elbow to back of the elbow. If we were inside of the elbow, we lose a couple of inches of space here, and I want to make sure to get as much twist as I can. So make sure you're back of the elbow to back of the elbow with your partner. Now from here, sit up nice and tall. Breathe in. As you breathe out, turn and twist over that left shoulder. And hold for a few breaths. And after a few breaths, we're going to release and, of course, stagger the other way. So again, my ankles meet Jen's knees. Her knee meets my ankles. This time, we're going to take both of our right hands behind our back. With our left hand, we're going to grab the hand behind our partner's back, making sure we're back of the elbow to back of the elbow. And then again, we'll sit up tall. Breathe in. As we breathe out, we'll twist over that right shoulder. So much fun to twist with your partner. Breathe in. One more breath out. And you can hold for as long as you feel good.
And then from here, we're going to come into one of my personal favorite partner poses, cat and cow massage. I think it kind of feels like the pedicure chair when you go to get your toenails done. So just like before, I'm going to sit on the hard part of Sherry's back, right where the edge of her pants is. And I'm going to slowly lower down. As I feel, Sherry? Is that okay? And I'm going to be mindful. I'm going to take my head to this side of Sherry so she knows where I'm going. And I'm going to slowly just lower my head down and do nothing while Sherry moves through cat and cow. And we can become a two-headed monster when she moves her head. And I'm doing nothing.
Notice I'm not bending my arms. I'm just doing cat and cow as I would normally do. I bent my arm, and might fly off, and we don't want that to happen. We want her to feel as safe and relaxed as possible.
And just to give you another view, we'll just do it once more from the side. So same thing. I'm going to come on down to sit. And Sherry will do her thing. I'm not pushing into my feet. I'm not trying to help her at all.
Cat and cowing, my partner on top.
And then, of course, we would switch so we both get a chance to try because it just feels so good. And then, now that we've finished seated poses, we can move into some of our standing partner poses. We can start with our partner L-Dog. So L-Dog, at the wall we do where it makes an L shape. We're going to do this on our partners. We're going to stand back to back, heel to heel. And we're both going to come into down dog. Seeing our partners underneath us. Hi, Jen. And then slowly I'm going to take the top of my foot. So I'm not going to push my toenails into Sherry. I'm going to take the top of my foot, 1 foot at a time. And then I'm going to slowly walk my hands in, lift my tushy to the sky and say, hi.
Hi, Jen.
Hello.
I see you.
And then the prettiest way to come out of this pose, the most graceful way, is to just carefully hop off, shake out those wrists, and then, of course, switch. From here, we can move into fountain pose.
Let's stand up tall, holding on to wrists. Stand with our feet together. Lift your chest up to the sky first. Imagine that something grabbed your breastbone and lifted it up. And then slowly start to lean back. First fountain. What a lovely chest opener. Now we're going to move into even Steven. So we're still standing with our feet together, with our own feet and our partner's feet. So there's 4 feet leaning together. From here, we're going to both start to lean back. We want our arms to be straight so that we can find our counterbalance, right? Takes a couple seconds. I think we found it. I feel that we found it. Something that you have to feel. From here, we're going to let go of one arm. Ta-da!
Ta-da!
And then, of course, the other side. Ta-da! Right, from here, we're going to move into a chair pose. So start to bend your knees. We're going to have to find our counterbalance again. And, oh, I think we just found it. Oh, I lost it. There we go. And we're going to let go of this arm. Ta-da! This next one's called Moving Mountain. We're going to face our partners. We're going to put our hands up to the sky. Now, the goal is to get as far away from each other with our feet as possible. So we're going to be pushing this time instead of pulling. And we're going to keep moving our feet away from each other, finding our counterbalance again, right, as we draw our bellies forward. No bottom sticking out, right? So we found our counterbalance, and we'll try to get a little further away from each other, drawing our bellies in.
Thinking stiff as a board. And then coming out of it. Nice job, Sherry. From here, we're going to move into partner trees. Partner trees are so much fun because there's so many variations. Just like there are so many different kinds of trees outside in the parks and in nature. So we'll start by facing each other, and we're going to reach our branches up to the sky, connecting palm to palm. And we're going to grow roots out of our feet. And we're going to root down through our outside leg, and we're going to bring our far apart leg up together, mirroring each other in tree pose. And then what we do on one side, we have to do on the other. And then maybe if Sherry stays where she is, I can switch.
So both of our right legs are up.
And we can decide easier or harder. And then switching again. Awesome. Yeah, me neither. From here, we can also just come side to side, keeping our palms connected. Outside leg comes into our inner thigh, growing those branches. I think I'm going to be a jelly bean tree today.
I'm going to be a cupcake tree. Chocolate.
And then from here, we can get a little closer, and we can actually just go hip to hip. Gotta leave a little bit of space, and then bring our outside legs up. Arms extend.
We could bring our hands together. We could bring in front of our hearts. We could make a heart.
And then slowly releasing. We can also go facing the opposite direction. So with our backs and just trying it again, same thing. Hard in our backs, facing you.
Let's bring our feet together behind our back.
And then we can also go back to back. Making our trees back to back, connecting palms down below. We'll take our outside leg, so our leg closest. And whoop, coming into partner tree. And that's what makes partner poses so much fun, because sometimes you gotta figure it out with your partner.
Now we're going to move into a partner warrior series. So stand next to your partner. Both of you put your inside legs forward. Right? Our feet are connected, but not the back feet. We'll worry about that later. So stand with both of your torsos facing forward. We're going to both reach our arms up to the sky for warrior one pose. And that front knee. From here, open up your arms, warrior two. Grab hold of the hands of your partner in the front and in the back for warrior two. Now from here, we can straighten our front leg. We're going to reach out over our front foot, coming into triangle. For an added challenge, we can now look down towards our front foot. We'll bring our hands to the ground to start, and then we'll lift our back leg up for half moon. But when there's two half moons, it actually makes a whole. We connect our back foot, and if we find our balance, we can hold our hands that are down on the ground. From here, let's come back through warrior two. We'll reconnect our front foot. I'm going to put my arm around my partner. And from here, we're going to push off that front leg, come into warrior three. Pi, 3.14. Okay. Let's switch legs and reach our inner leg together. So we really look like pi. And then safely down.
From here, we can come into crescent warriors. So we're going to take our knees. We're going to face each other. And we're going to lean into that back leg. We're going to reach our arms up to the sky, forearm to the thigh for a crescent warrior. So from crescent warrior pose, we can move right into world peace, windmilling our hands down to frame that outside foot. We're going to drop down on our knees, tops of the feet to the floor, and we're going to reach our arms up to the sky. For world peace. So now we're going to move into one of our most silly partner poses, but still one of our favorites. We're going to come into partner monkeys. So we're going to stand back to back, stepping our feet out wide, hopping them out, reach your arms up to the sky, leaving a little bit of space, tushy to tushy, rolling over our legs, holding hands, and then moving side to side, silly monkeys. And then pausing, we can take a big deep breath, straightening our legs, looking out. Rolling forwards, once again, silly monkey, side to side. And then we can connect opposite arms, holding on to our right arms, lifting our left arm up for a really nice stretch. And then when we do on one side, we have to do on the other. So switching, opposite arms connecting. And then one more time, holding hands, silly monkey, side to side.
Good time.
From here, you want to move to bunk beds?
Yes. So one of my favorite poses. So I'm going to come onto my bottom, and I'm going to sit with my knees up, feet flat on the floor, hands behind my back, fingers facing forward. I'm going to come into a table pose. Jen's going to stand either around my legs, she could stand in between my legs, whatever's easier for her, and find my shoulders first. First my shoulders. Then she's going to step up 1 foot at a time right onto my knees. Then she's going to lift her belly up to the sky to make bunk beds. Now, I'll bet you think this might be really hard. And it's a fun pose and a challenging pose, but it's a little easier than you think. You want to know why? Because we're stacking our bones. So it's not like I'm holding Jen in my arms. right? Our bones are stacked, and she's a lot lighter that way than it looks.
Thank you, Shari.
My pleasure. From here, let's move into plank stairs. I'm going to come into plank pose.
And I'm going to reach my hands onto Shari's ankles. And again, I'm not going to dig my toes into her back. I'm going to take the tops of my feet. And I'm not going to lay down. I'm going to lift my hips and find my own plank pose for plank stairs.
Now, my legs are a little wider than normal for plank pose, and that's just to give Jen more stability.
And then very carefully, I'm going to come down, and Shari can come down. And then while we're down, we can move into our partner Hershey kiss pose. So coming to sit back to back, we're going to just put our hands on the tops of our heads so we don't bunk heads. Little teacher trick.
Hand helmet.
Slowly coming down. And from here, we're going to connect again the tops of our feet. Lifting on up to meet the top of a Hershey kiss.
Let's imagine we were out in the sun.
Oh,
we started melting down. Oh no!
And slowly roll out. Good stuff. And I think that's it, Shari.
How did we go through all those partner poses so fast?
The great news is we're constantly inventing new poses. So check back with us often because we may have a lot more to share with you in the future.
Some of the benefits of partner poses are eye contact, trust, communication, teamwork, creativity, and of course, fun.
And fun with your friends, there's nothing better than that. But if you're interested in learning more about our comprehensive children's yoga teacher training program, where we not only include partner poses, but group poses, yoga games, so much information, please visit our website at karmakidsyoga.com.
Thanks for playing yoga with us.
Have a great day.
Bye.
So that was partner yoga with Karma Kids. Stop the share. So that was super fun to see them practice the partner poses together. So there were a lot of poses that I had on those slides. So it just brings those flashcards to life. So I hope you are inspired with partner and group yoga and knowing that there's no right or wrong way as long as you are breathing, you're having fun and connecting with each other. Now we're gonna end with a togetherness mantra, positive affirmation song called I Am Peaceful. And with this mantra, we're also gonna do a mudra, the moving mudra. So you're gonna bring each fingertip to your thumb. And the song goes like this. I am peaceful, you are peaceful, we are peaceful. And again, positive power starts in the mind. You have everything you need. And when we work together, teamwork makes the dream work. So this is a great mantra to conclude our partner and group yoga fun. So I think you'll remember the tune of it from school. But here's the melody. So feel free to sing along and to do your moving mudras. Great little yoga stretch for your hand. I am peaceful. You are peaceful. We are peaceful. I am peaceful. You are peaceful. We are peaceful. One more time, as loud as you can. This is Bhakti Yoga, singing our positive affirmations coming from the heart. Here we go. Great wave. I am peaceful. You are peaceful. We Breathe it in, reach your arms up through to the sky. Breathe it in, breathe it out. Go green wave. Thank you all so much for joining me today with partner and group yoga. And remember to keep on sharing your shine, because that's what yoga is all about, to share your peace, your kindness, and your love, not only with yourself, but with each other. So thank you so much. I will see you soon. Have a great Green Wave day. Namaste.